Hello my dear family and friends, this is Ritu and welcome to my channel. We are meeting again with a new recipe. I'm doing a sattvic recipe today, and sattvic as a word generally means something which is worthy, important, pure, virtuous. But in regard with food, it means that the foods that are light and healthy, also seasonal. So in Ayurvedic practice, sattvic foods are thought to increase energy, happiness, calmness, mental clarity. This means eating things that are vegetarian, that are nutritious, like I said, seasonal, so they need to be fresh and tasty. And these are the sattvic food is something which we offer as prasad also to the gods. So I'm doing a very easy recipe. It seems like a lot of ingredient, but it isn't actually. So let me run you through the ingredients. We in UP like to use mustard oil, and that is the staple oil we use in our diet. And this is a very typical UP recipe from the state of Uttar Pradesh. And so I'm cooking this in mustard oil, and this needs to heat up a bit and smoke also, and then it's ready to use. So the first thing here I have is other spices, and these are the very normal spices we use in our kitchen. I have 1.5 teaspoon of coriander powder, half a teaspoon of chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, half a teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder, and little less than half a teaspoon of cumin powder. Then I have Garam Masala over here, and I have ginger, a big size ginger which I've grated very finely. Then I have cumin seed and asafoetida. I have salt to taste. I have some boiled peas. Then I have around, these are 2 very large onions, so it should be around 3 medium size, or if they're 4 small, it'll be 4 tomatoes. And then I have pumpkin. Usually whenever I get a pumpkin, I use it in stages, and what I do is I boil it, or sometimes I roast it also in the oven, and then I freeze it if I'm not using it immediately. And the last and not the least is the potatoes. These are boiled potatoes, and what I've done is I've just lightly crushed them with my hand. Not very big pieces or not very small also. And breaking them like this with your hand helps to get a good gravy. Thicken the gravy actually, not have a watery gravy. Here we have mustard oil. This can be very easily made with normal refined oil, sunflower, peanut, whichever you like to use. But here I'm using mustard oil, so it's almost like 2 tablespoons of oil, 2.5, won't be more than that. And then I add the cumin seeds and the asafoetida to the oil. So now the cumin seeds are turning little golden brown. Be careful, because from cooking stage to golden brown to black takes moments, so you should have your things handy. So I add the ginger at this stage. You see the ginger cooking, and to that I add the tomatoes. And give it a good mix. If the ginger is sticking to the pan, it's okay. But once you have the tomatoes, everything will mix and blend together very nicely. So now we increase the flame also, and then we start cooking the tomatoes. To this I also am adding all the spices except the garam masala, which I'll add later on. So all the spices also go in, and again a good mix. You can add half a teaspoon of salt also at this stage, because if you're not sure of the quantity, don't add the whole salt at this stage, and later on you should remember you added half a teaspoon before itself. So then the salt really helps the tomatoes to cook. So I'm adding half a teaspoon of salt, and then it's good idea to cover the pan and let the whole thing cook. This should take around, on a very low flame, should take around 5-10 minutes. So we keep on coming back to check on it. This is still cooking at a medium flame, and at this stage I will lower down the flame to the minimum. If at any stage you feel you are burning the tempering, you can add a splash of water and everything will be safe. We had added a splash of water, and what it did, not only it helped the tomatoes to cook, but also deglazed my pan also. So you know, everything came off from the bottom of the pan. I hope you can see the oil separated from the tomatoes and the ginger and the masala mix. So now I am adding the potatoes. These are 5 potatoes over here, and I am adding it to the pan. We have the potatoes in the pan, and then I add salt to taste, because I've already added half a teaspoon. So here it goes, and now I give it a good mix. Now after mixing the potatoes thoroughly with the tomato and all the other masalas, the cooked tomato masala, I'm going to add, this is all happening at a medium flame. Now I increase the flame and I'm adding water. So I'm adding normal water. You can add boiled water also at this stage, but because my curry is going to cook very thoroughly, so this is okay. But adding boiled water also aids in the cooking process actually. And at this stage I'm adding the pumpkin pieces, just crushing the boiled pieces with my hand, and I just mix it. I'm not making a puree of it. So that is how I'll be adding the whole lot. Another thing is, because this is going to thicken up a bit as it cooks, so what I'm going to do is add a bit more of water to it, and that's it for the timing. So this, at this stage, do it according to the way you like your curry. If you like thick curry, don't add too much water. Like the watery curry, so add a little bit more. And another essential for me nowadays in my kitchen is fenugreek leaves. That's Kasuri methi, and this is roasted and crushed. I just pulse the roasted leaves. I roast it and lightly roast it on a pan or in the microwave sometimes, and then I just put it in my dry grinder and give few pulses, and then because I don't want very fine powder, so here it goes, a good mix. And then I'll cover the pan and let the whole curry simmer for at least 10 minutes. So this curry has been bubbling away for around 10 minutes, exactly 10 minutes, and this is how it comes out. See, we like it a bit lot of curry with a lot of liquid in it, so my water levels are little up, but if you don't like it, make it a little thicker. Okay, now I add the garam masala, and then I add if I'm using a handful of coriander, I use half the coriander at this stage, and I give it a mix. Around a minute at this stage. I lower the flame and it's bubbling. And now what I do is I add this is the last stage where I add the green peas, and in they go. They all are boiled. So another thing I would like to mention here is if you're using raw potatoes, then use raw pumpkin and the peas also. So it comes that is also like, then you cook the pumpkin and the potatoes together. Peas I am adding at the last stage because I want them to remain a bit green and not get all very colorful inside the gravy. So this is it, it's ready, and I'm going to transfer it into a serving bowl. So here I have the curry transferred into a serving bowl. This is one of the most basic of curry recipes, potato curries, a sattvic recipe that is without onion garlic, and this is best paired with rice. It is very nice with rice, chapati, parantha, another very good something that goes with this gravy, and the best of all the pairing is puris, and then you can even pair it with bread also. Take nicely toasted bread slices, dunk them into the gravy and enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and I wish you all the best of everything. Stay blessed, stay happy, and bye for now. Take care.